Welcome to the newspaper analysis session. So we will see various topics. So today some of the topics are getting repeated. So when the topics are getting repeated, so you need to answer me. So what was the context and what was the previous content that we have discussed for the topic. So in this way, it will help you to recall the previous things. The revision becomes easy for you. Same things are getting repeated. See here, now this Manipur issue, so this was happening since 2023. So it is not going to be resolved that soon. So again, same thing, some kind of progress, some kind of events keeps on repeating. Okay, so what is happening here? Just a kind of quick revision. What was the scenario in the Manipur? So we have, I told you, okay, who are the communities? Metis and the Hukis. I told you, these are the communities living in the valley. And these are the rest of the communities are living in the hilly areas. So what is the issue? So basically the Metis community is demanding for the ST status. Why? Basically these are the communities who are living in the valley, which comprises the 10% of the area. It is a 10% of the area. Basically Metis belong to 50% of the population. Rest of the hilly area has 90% of the land and remaining tribal communities. The problem here is they say we are restricted only to this 10% because the tribal status has been given to the other communities. They are not provided free passage, free movement. They cannot purchase the land because that is a tribal area. So that's why they have also demanded the tribal status, ST status. Now this is getting opposed by the rest of the communities because they call the Metis are already dominant in the jobs in the legislative assemblies. So this has led to the violent standoff especially between the Metis and the Hukis. So many violent things has happened, very disturbing things happen, and when, like I have discussed, whenever such kind of things happen, okay, women will be targeted. This is the unfortunate scenario. So got the revision. So currently government is saying, okay, you give it up your arms, both the communities, everyone, give it up your arms. So we'll sit and discuss. So as this issue was not resolved, President's rule was imposed, and this is harming the government's reputation. Entire India's reputation is getting harmed because this is turning into such a huge crisis. Can you imagine where two women were basically paraded naked? Okay, so the Kuki communities, women. Okay, so that was many horrible incidents are going on. So that is going to disturb the we are trying to become a global power. So if these kind of incidents, law and order, security related problems happens, okay, so this will dent India's image, right? You are not able to handle your internal disturbances. How can you handle the global related things? So these kind of things might come up. So it is very important for us to resolve this thing. So this is going on. We'll see what will happen. Now here another important thing is, now there are two major highways that passes from these areas. Okay, there is National Highway 2 and the National Highway 7. Now these roads are basically getting blocked, and these are the only roads that provide connectivity to this Manipur. One is to the Nagaland and one is to the Assam. So UPSC has that this kind of thing, okay, where they will ask highways, okay, which kind of highways that are in the news. These are highways in the news. I have given here somewhere, yeah. So National Highway 2 and National Highway 37. Since it is in the news, they may simply ask this highway. Okay, what is this highway? Okay, it is a major highway in India, originally known as Grand Trunk Road. It is connecting Assam to the Mizoram and also Manipur. Okay, so these are the certain highways. National Highway 37, again Assam to the Manipur, Nagaland to the Manipur, Assam to the Manipur. So basically they will ask, these are the two prime highways. Okay, so you need to have some kind of clarity that is passing through this area. We have already discussed the importance of the roads and the highways, so we need to have proper clarity. Now this is another surprising thing, nothing relevant from the UPSC point of view, but just for your awareness. So this was basically why it was posted in the main headlines is, it was thought as a kind of security thing. Okay, it was like basically it was like a arranged marriage was held, and like they planned honeymoon for some place, and later on it got cancelled, and they went to the Meghalaya, and then after immediately a day, husband got missed. Okay, so and woman was not traced. She didn't. So people were trying to find her. So police thought it might be some kind of terrorist plot. or something. Okay, they might have got kidnapped. So they were also trying to search for the woman in the Bangladesh borders. Okay, they were doing all kinds of things. But later on, when she got caught, okay, it was revealed that she has plotted the murder. So I do not know why these kind of incidents are happening. She can simply say, I don't want to marry. Okay, so yeah. So these kind of incidents are happening. Okay, so you need to be careful. Okay, this all these marriage websites, matrimony sites, and all different types of the scams are going on. Maybe I do not know. Are these inspired by this new kind of movies on these OTT platforms or not? We do not know. Okay, so but somehow you can use these kind of things in the analysis, like in the essays. Okay, the role of social media, the role of this digital content, OTT platforms. Previously, like for me, like once upon a time, maybe this might be true for you guys as well. Even if small little blood is shed, so we used to get nervous. Now the way that movies are being coming up, so they are like say they are making things into the pieces and all. So you are getting used to violence. Now you can imagine what would be the scenario of the children, kids who are watching this level of violence. This one. So you can imagine what kind of violence they are getting exposed to. So I do not know, spouses getting killed and putting them in the fridges, cement bags and all. So these things are happening. You need to be careful. Okay, you should not be the way like everything is calm and all. Now, for your awareness, yes, that you have to be aware, and you need to also think these examples when you are bringing it in the essay and the ethics. These things you should be able to bring it. Okay, maybe somewhere you will be able to connect it. Okay, so how you have to prepare is for the ethics. The syllabus is very limited. It will not take much time for you to prepare the entire ethics syllabus. Once you have proper clarity of what is happening, for you it takes hardly 3 to 4 days for you, maybe 1 week at the max, to get the proper command on the basics of all the ethics syllabus. Then you have to take the newspaper issues and you have to analyze where this thing can be fit. Like recently, one of the IAS officer got caught. You might have heard. Okay, so he was taking some 10 lakhs bribe, and the person got caught recently. Okay, he was from the tribal community. Okay, and then he got caught, and people were saying that he also got the highest scores in the interview also. Okay, so you can think, when the person has the knowledge without ethical values, then they are going to cause disasters. Here also, the woman, knowledge without values, they are able to plot these things, but they do not have integrity or courage to speak out. She could have directly told to her parents. That is the most easiest thing than killing someone, right? So you have to use these things. You have to link it to the syllabus, courage and all. So you have good number of case studies where there are various good things that are being done by the IAS officers. Now there are also cases where they are caught under this red hat, like when they are involving in this corrupt cases and all. So these examples, you should be utilizing them in the GS2 and the GS4. Okay. So that's why I have taken up this thing. Unfortunate incident. Okay, but I can say this is unfortunate incident, but government should not say this is an unfortunate incident. Generally, your railways, MMTS, everything, if you see, they are overcrowded. Some mechanism has to be introduced. Are they entering into this MMTS trains without ticket? So when they are distributing tickets, okay, they should distribute based on the available space. You should be having clarity on the infrastructure. So you should identify those points. You have to read behind the lines. Okay, you just simply say, you cannot say unfortunate incident, something has happened. No. Okay, so you have to see in the administration why these incidents are happening, why the overcrowding of the railways are happening. So who is responsible? Of course, the government is responsible. You should not allow the person to enter into the railways, okay, stations, or even at least in the MMTS and all. So without the tickets, you have to maintain proper kind of checks and mechanisms to make sure that no person without the ticket is entering it. Because why are we making this rule? So that you are providing tickets only based on your space and infrastructure capacity. So if not, these kind of incidents happen. So obviously, local administration has to be held accountable. So unfortunate things every time, like say I'm starting my day with the newspaper and You can imagine starting the day with all these kind of incidents. That's why I have told you even in the beginning. Okay, so you will get disturbed. So when you open the paper, you will find deaths, murders, kidnaps, all kind of these things are happening. So it takes some kind of maturity. You should not become indifferent. I'm telling you again. So people, they try to not get attached. They become, so what do you say? Okay, indifferent. The right word is indifferent. Okay, apathy. Okay, not feeling any kind of sensitiveness towards these things because it is causing them pain or any kind of guilt or anything. So they feel detached from this thing. Okay, but that should also not happen. You should feel the sensitiveness to the extent that is required. Okay, but you should be able to come out of it. That is the most important thing. You should feel sensitive, but you cannot do everything. What you can do, that you have to do. Maybe you take these things as inspiration, motivation, that you have to be a good person. From your end, there is a very good line, like whenever I get confused, or whenever you guys also think what I alone can do. Okay, so when you get this kind of doubt, what I alone can do when so many things are happening. So Gandhiji used to say one line, okay, at least I will not let the evil to pass through me. At least I will do my job. Okay, this is the most important thing. Two things I always like from the Gandhiji, which I remind myself is this thing. Okay, so maybe if there is something evil that is happening all across the world, but at least I will not allow the evil to pass through me. So this you should be very clear. And for all the wrongdoings, there is always a slippery surface. If you commit one mistake, if you do, okay, this is a small mistake, something that I'll do, then there is a kind of slippery surface. You will end up doing one more. It is like either 0 or 100. Okay, so you should not be doing any mistake. That should be your wisdom. Okay, so when you don't do any mistake, the inner confidence that you get, the inner peace you get, or a kind of courage you get, it will be giving you so high. You will feel courageous. Okay, so there will be a courage of conviction. That means whenever you are doing something, you are doing with kind of conviction. Conviction means what I am doing, I know. Okay, I am doing. Okay, so I am doing it with kind of courage. I know what I am doing. I don't have a kind of fear that it might be wrong. It is wrong. I know this is what it is. I am taking a rational decision, yet I am doing it. That courage of conviction should be there. Can that be there if you are doing any kind of mistakes? No. Right? If you are doing any kind of wrongdoings, that courage of conviction will not be there. So we need to have the courage of conviction. Society will be driven by greed, or maybe giving you some kind of high when you achieve something. That is how the way society goes on. But you should not take those things. Okay, so you should not get too attached to something, that in order to clear this thing, okay, I have to make some kind of, even the wrong is also fine. Okay, that should not happen. Anything, you should not get too attached for your exams. Can you see, okay, to make money, okay, or to get into the exam, many people are doing various kind of fraud activities. This happens when you get too much attached to this thing. Okay, so your students unnecessarily get scared when they do not finish the syllabus. That should not happen. If they do not clear the exam, they should not feel demotivated or scared. Get scared when you do these kind of activities. When you are not doing these kind of activities, those kind of criminal activities, you are doing your best, you are studying. What to feel? Why to feel sad in that? Why to feel low in that? You are giving your best. If things happen, then it is wonderful. It does not happen, okay, fine. Okay, that's how your attitude should be. Then something like you will blossom, and whoever people are around you, they will also enjoy your presence. You need not be IAS officer. Okay, even if you are doing your job, anything, still your presence will be admired by the people. That is what you are creating the impact. So remember that thing. You don't have to do some kind of wrong and enter into the system or create impact. Wherever you are, you can still create an impact. So do things without getting attached, so that you do not indulge in these kind of activities. Okay, so that's what I wanted to convey. Chalo. Now, okay, so these things keep on happening. Now let's say, so very few number of articles that comes from the exam relevant perspective. Okay, so drones, like I have told you, drones is very important thing. So drones, I have tried to collect the information at one place. Unmanned air vehicles. So we have seen already its application, because this was editorial was given, okay, on this thing. Okay, so on the drones, why these drones are important, and all these things. Okay, so we have seen, okay, we'll also read this thing, PM's visit to the Cyprus and Croatia. So all these things we'll see, and we will try to see this sort of FIDA thing, and then we'll see regarding the Election Commission of India. Then content on the drones. So now see, when you are doing the newspapers in last 2 weeks, you are repeatedly seeing things on the drones. Very high chances you will see the new warfare or defense indigenization or on the drones. You will see this year mains question. Something on this. We cannot definitely guess this is the question now, but something on those lines will come. So everything related to that thing should be prepared. So what can be asked on the drones? What are these drones? Okay, so what are the different types of the drones we have? Okay, those things, significance of the drones, they can be asked. So I have went to the government website and I have taken up various significance of the drone. You have seen the military applications. Now the same drones can also be used for the mapping of your land records. I have already told you this same thing is being used in the Telangana. Okay, it was being used in the Swamitva scheme. Now using the drones to give the to bring clarity on the land rights, property rights, so that you can get the proof. Okay, drones can fly and they can capture the images, and then you can get the coordinates, geographical coordinates. You can link it to the your Google Maps like that, and then till here 36 degree, 35 degree north, 40 degree longitudes. Okay, so this long lands belong to so and so X person, Y person. So you can have proper clarity on the land titles, so that there is no land dispute. This is most important thing. Understand? Swamitva scheme. They can ask you, what is this Swamitva scheme? Now, when you are doing the main preparation, so like this, you will come across these points. This is the example here. Example: government is using the drones in the Swamitva scheme. Now, in the prelims, they will ask you what is the Swamitva scheme. So simply, they are trying to provide accurate land entitlement records, enhancing the property rights and governance. To map almost, drones are being used in the almost 6,60,000 villages. Now, they are also being used on the highways to check the progress, whether the highways are being properly laid or not. So again, they are using the drones. I have also told you, okay, they are also being used in the health sector for the transport of the organs. Suddenly some accident happens and a person might need heart, kidney, liver, some kind of organ transplant. Use the drones, transport from here to there. No issue of the traffic. Okay, no spoilage of the organ. Sometimes organ cannot be transported without any kind of proper complete cold storage equipments and all. With the kind of drones available now, these can be easily transported, because from Delhi to Hyderabad, maybe 1.5 hours, 2 hours, they can be easily transported. So this can also save the lives. They can also reduce the time or your money on the other infrastructure like cold storages and all. So in the health sector also they can be used, and also in the environmental monitoring. So various forest fires are happening, so they can check where it is happening. So just simply you fly the drones and you can see what is happening in the disaster management. You can send the drones. Okay, you can check where the people are getting trapped. How can you rescue the people? Some floods are happened, so you can use the drones to check if any people are trapped in between the islands, okay, or in somewhere in between the rivers, in between the middle of the sea or oceans. Okay, so these things. So civilian. So UPSC is aware. They can students are studying these things from the military perspective. So they will ask you overall significance, law enforcement and the security. This we already know. Okay, so these examples I have given you. Okay, so from even in the agriculture, their drones are being used for the precision farming to properly. One thing I have told you, they are being used in the insurance scheme, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Fasal means they have used a Hindi word, means panta. Okay, crop. Okay, so if any kind of crop damage happens, so you are providing the insurance. Now, how do you check the crop damage has happened or not at the block level? So they can send the drones in the same way for the delivery of the fertilizers, for the delivery of the pesticides. Drones means, don't imagine a huge aeroplane-sized drone is coming to spray fertilizers and pesticides. There can be nano drones also, micro drones also. Okay, so these are the ways drones can be used. Now you can think of concerns, small drones, privacy concern. Okay, already women will be targeted everywhere. Okay, you can imagine. Okay, now this can lead to the stalking if the drones are available everywhere. Okay, so this can be, cameras can be set up with the drones. Okay, so the privacy can be the cause of concern, and definitely they can, if they are not properly regulated, Okay, some maybe if they are flying without any kind of regulations and all, so they might hit our civilian aircrafts. Accidents can happen. So whenever the drone circulations increases, then again management is also the biggest challenge for us. But at the same time, we are also struggling to manufacture drones. Okay, we have to import some kind of equipment. Still, we are promoting the defense indigenization, but still we are reliant on the import technology, like we are importing from the Israel and all. Currently, China is becoming master in the drones production. We have to keep up the pace, because this is what currently it is going on. Now, currently, we are the fourth largest in the defense sector, okay, in the entire globe, after USA, Russia, China, and then comes the India. So we have to keep up with the pace. We have to be evolved technologically so that we don't fall behind, because this is going to cause a security threat to us. So we need to be aware. Now they will focus on what kind of regulations do we have in the drone. So first you need to have properly registration number for this. Any drone that you are flying, there should be proper, you should be having the ID for that. Okay, and see here, a permit is required for the commercial drone operations, except for the nano category drones flown below 50 feet. For the marriage function and all, you are just flying the drone and all, then it is allowed. Okay, anything more than that, any category other than this thing, so you need to take the permission. There are certain areas of the no-fly zones, and they cannot fly in the more than 400 feet. So those are the restrictions. See here, drones cannot flown more than 400 feet vertically. They are prohibited in the no-fly zones. Controlled fly in the certain areas. Now, drone categories and what kind of equipment these drones carry. This is the most important aspect. These 5 points. Okay, they should maintain the visual line of sight. That means they cannot. Okay, they cannot be flown in a way that is not basically visible to you. Okay, so these are the certain guidelines. Definitely, UPSC will focus on this area. These regulations. If they ask a factual direct question, discuss the drone regulation in India. Gone. People, if they do not have studied these things specifically, what will they write? Now, if you have read these things in a specific manner, then definitely you will be able to write this answer. So, according to me, something on these lines, definitely there will be question on the mains. Defense indigenization, defense production from India. This can be one possible area, or new warfare, new generation warfare. This is one area, and this is the another area, drone specific question. Okay, we have also discussed already illegal migrants, what kind of laws we have, Foreigners Act, New Foreigners Bill, even that is also most possible question for the UPSC upcoming mains. Okay, revise Axiom 4 mission. What is this Axiom 4 mission? It is a government one or private project? It is private project. Okay, so basically they are people will be selected from the different countries. 4 people are being sent to the which area? Space, International Space Station. This International Space Station is present in the lower Earth orbit or the middle Earth orbit? No, lower Earth orbit. International Space Station is in the lower Earth orbit. Lower Earth orbit means up to 1000 kilometers of the altitude. Okay, so why are they sending there? Sending the people there. Okay, at the microgravity, they want to conduct the various experiments. How the muscle mass will be responding in that low almost zero gravity area. What is your muscle scenario? Can the person with the diabetes can be sent to the area in this International Space Station and all? So we will also be testing. Can we produce moong dal? Okay, in that area with such a gravity in the space, can we produce this moong dal? I do not know why they are going for these things. Maybe they might destroy all of the Earth's surface and they may carry some kind of moong and they may plant there, or do not know. Okay, so they are conducting all these kind of experiments. So because see here, the way currently, what did I say about the GDP? GDP is about the monetary value of the entire goods and services produced in the economy. When do we say growth is happening? When we say you are developed, when you consume more than the previous year, only then it will be monetized, right? So basically, compared to this year, next year if you spend more money, then your nation will be considered as a developed nation. Okay, your the major growth, whatever the definition is there, entire globe, it is based on the consumption, how much you are consuming, and every year it has to increase. So every year you have to increase consumption means So you can imagine the impact that will go on the planet Earth. So on terms of the mining, on terms of the wasting things, unnecessary things. Okay, so the global media and all. Okay, so they will make you buy something. Okay, you may not be how many times you might have purchased something. There also previously also I have discussed with you some e-commerce. Okay, where I have discussed this thing. Okay, where what is this something? What is the word I have discussed that day? Where they will make you purchase some things. Okay, like say I have told you, they will take your credit card details, and so they will say these. Okay, if you cancel this subscription before this thing, you might cancel. You might get all these futures lost. Okay, so maybe later on you may forget, and the money will be debited. Okay, so I have told you one word there. Dark patterns. Okay, so you based on these dark patterns and all, I do not know how much unnecessary things that you are consuming. So because only when you consume, they will get the money. Okay, or they will show the growth than the previous year. Only if it is growing, then the people will invest there in the stocks. So based on this kind of consumption pattern, this definition. Okay, so this is what the GDP is. So we do not know what happens. So that's why various experiments are going on. Just I try to link it with that thing. You need not be scared with that thing. And also another thing here, if I show you one more thing that we can talk here, one more factual thing here is, now the Indian Shukla, what is the complete name? Shubhanshu Shukla. Okay, he's the second person entering the space. Who is the first person? Okay, the first Indian to enter the space was Rakesh Sharma. This is the name you have to remember. Totally there are 4 people and 1 is woman. Now the woman's name I'll remember. Okay, Peggy Wilson. Okay, so now I will use this thing in the essay in my introduction. Can you imagine? Okay, so women empowerment, they will say, okay, and all. So I can use, okay, so this thing as an introduction. So previously the scenarios where the women were not allowed to speak also, okay, where there was a scenarios of the Parda system. Now you can imagine she is the one who is leading this Axiom 4 mission. Okay, she is providing a kind of guiding light to the other astronauts to conduct these experiments. And which rocket? SpaceX Falcon rocket. And who is the person that is sharing this thing? Elon Musk. Okay, so how many times we have seen this Elon Musk, SpaceX, Falcon? Okay, so things are getting repeated. Using this knowledge, we want to go for the Gaganyaan mission, sending our own astronauts to the space in the future. We also develop our own space station, because the space station which is currently there in the low Earth orbit will be decommissioned in few years. We have discussed this thing. Okay, so after a few years it will be decommissioned, and we want to develop our own space station, our own Gaganyaan mission, and we also want to send our person to the moon to do the experiments and all. So we will get knowledge from here. Okay, so you should be able to recollect and recall all the facts. Already they have asked in the prelims. Now see, in the mains, now if they ask what is the significance, what is the significance? So you have to generate the points. This will also give, now the astronauts from space, they are now thinking to connect with the students also. So it will generate the curiosity to the children. They will plan to study more. Okay, they will focus on the science, technology, and all these aspects. This will encourage students. This will also increase India's presence in the space industry. I have told you the space industry is a growing industry. Now, nowhere you will find the answer, okay, Axiom 4 mission, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. I have to write. No. This is the static content you will get. What is the Axiom 4 mission? If the question comes, you have to think, you have to link to generate the points, at least 5, 6 points. How this thing can happen? How this thing can benefit India? Okay, this can benefit India because the way we can also provide motivation to the students. We can also generate more economy because of the space industry. We can generate the employment. We can also show our global presence in the space industry. And directly, the experiments that we are conducting, microgravity experiments that we are conducting in the space, it is also going to give us the insights to entire humanity and our own missions. So this way you will generate the points. Clear? So it will be launched from the Florida. Where is it? Florida? Check on the map and atlas. Where is the Florida? You have to do that thing. Okay, we have already seen little bit of those Latin America. We have already done this thing. So recheck where is the Florida, and majority of the rocket launching stations are close to the equator. You guys need to tell me the answer. Why most of these rocket launching stations are close to the equator? Whoever is watching online can mention in the comment also. Think. Hing Sotophyda. So many people use this in the food while cooking, but generally we are relying on the imports. Okay, come back, focus. Okay, we rely to import this hing from the Iran, Afghanistan and the Central Asia. So if someday a question comes on this hing, people might think, why the UPSC has asked. Question, okay, editorial has been given on this. Okay, so currently India is doing the research. So far, we are importing this hing from these three countries, Iran, Afghanistan and the Central Asia. And because we are importing and we are not able to produce it, now we are doing a research how this can be produced in India. Basically, this need a kind of semi-arid, cold and high altitude climates. So basically, we have started the research in the Ladakh, Leh Ladakh area. Basically, these are the areas, they have cold area, high altitude and the rainfall is also less in this. So that experiment that we are doing. Preferred environment for this is cold arid conditions. Temperature, they can sustain up to 40 also and -4 also. Basic good thing is 10 to 20. 200 to 300 mm annually. Basically prefers less than this thing. 200 to semi-arid area. That is a major point that you have to remember. It does not like, the crop does not like good rainfall. It should be semi-arid and dry conditions. So who is leading the initiative? CSIR. Okay, so they have procured the seeds and they are planting it and they are going for the expansion. So initially they have started in the Leh Ladakh area. Now what is the importance of this thing? So it will reduce the import dependence, it will give us economic benefits and this can also give us a kind of collaborative success. Clear? So have you understood how we are, how we have to study the news? See, this was the thing that I have picked up. Okay. See, yesterday we have seen this map. Can you, when you see this thing, what stride you will recall? Good. Okay, a few more strides we have discussed in the nearby. Okay, Sunda and the revise. Okay. So now we will read about the election commission. See, election commission, again, I am expecting question on the election commission. This means why? Because always the opposition party will question the election commission. It can be BJP or it can be Congress, whoever is in the opposition, they will question the credibility of the election commission. Election commission is a constitutional body. Their main role is to conduct the elections. They are not pro any government or any party. They are supposed to be a neutral body to conduct the free and fair elections. Because we are a democracy, so democracy means election should be a kind of major pillar for you. Only when you are confident on the democracy, then the people go for the peaceful process. Or else, okay, no election is not properly happening. Let's take up the arms. Let's do attack. Okay, this will happen, right? So that's why free and fair elections. This is a fundamental thing for the democracy, and such a kind of responsibility the election commission is carrying. So that's why the election commission is supposed to be independent. That's why its constitutional status has been provided, and you cannot remove the election commission as the way you want. In the same way, there has to be proper a kind of autonomy for the election commissions. So whenever you are appointing a election commissioner, so there should be a kind of separate body to appoint the election commission, or else government can influence. If I am the person, okay, appointing another person to conduct some kind of elections in this classroom, okay, and where I will also be participating. So then I can influence the same person because I am the one who is appointing the person. So the government alone should not appoint the election commissioner, right? So there should be some independent body, okay, the body comprising of leader of opposition also, any diverse grouping. So previously, president used to appoint the election commission. Then it went to the cases went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said how you alone can do. So this will compromise the neutrality status of the election commission. Then it said there should be a multi-member body, and even the Supreme Court judge has to be the part of this body who can appoint the election commission. But the government made some kind of twist and changes. They have not given, they have not included the Supreme Court judge. Okay, they have given majority to the government itself. So that's what now these things can raise the questions. So raising questions, whatever there might be truth or may not be having truth, but election commission should look neutral, should look fair, should look transparent to the people. If these kind of loopholes exist, people will doubt the integrity. So there should not be any kind of question and doubt of integrity. So these are the various questions that were raised by the Rahul Gandhi. Okay, so see here, match fixing is being done by the election commission with the government. So especially in the Maharashtra elections. So they say in the Maharashtra elections previously, when the elections were happened in the 2024 recently, so Congress was expecting to win. Okay, but somehow BJP came to the power with a good majority also. So from there they are doing the allegations. Okay, like so how come? Okay, what they say is maybe people they have gone for the rigging in the elections by adding fake people in the electoral rolls using some kind of fake IDs. So they have managed to go for some kind of voting by managing your IDs and going for the fake enrollments. And then government also has not provided, the election commission has not also provided the CCTV footages. As per the amended rules, the CCTV footages are not available for the public disclosure. So now the Congress, the opposition party, they are asking how come the voter turnout has suddenly increased in the evening. This was happened in the Maharashtra. Suddenly the voter turnout has increased after the 5 p.m., 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. How come suddenly it increased after the evening, which is not usually the case? And they are asking for the CCTV cameras. So election commission is saying CCTV camera cannot be provided to the public. So these were the questions that are being raised. Now they are also saying there is a match fixing because election commission is appointed simply by the government. Even though they have made a committee system, but still the committee system is dominated by the government. And they are also questioning the EVMs. So EVMs are the independent machines. You might have voted. Okay, all of you are above 18. No, anyone under 18? No? So when you vote, okay, so you will get a kind of slip. Okay, so that you will not be supposed to carrying that slip with you. Okay, so that will be there later on. Okay, VVPAT system means they can tally what you have clicked on these EVMs with these VVPAT systems, with those slips. So if these things match, then there is fairness. But if you go on checking all the slips, then it is like manual counting. You cannot do total counting, right? So the government says, okay, opposition says, we have to go for this total counting of the slips also. But government says, then it is like manual checking and all. So it is again, you are going back. We are progressing in the technology. What is the need? Because these EVMs are the independent machines. They cannot be hacked. If any kind of manipulation is done in the programming, one-time programmable, that EVMs are. If you do any kind of manipulations with this programming and all, so it will get corrupted and it will be destroyed there itself. Okay, so the government says this EVMs cannot be. This is done by the independent body, prepared by the manufacturer by the independent body, but it cannot be tampered. This is what it says. So, but however, if not in every constituency, in the selected constituency, this kind of counting has to be done to allay the fears of the public. All these things are, why we have to do these things are, sometimes justice should not just be done, it should also be visible. This is true. Even in your case, sometimes even if you feel your friend is fair and all, they should show love. Okay, they say it is inside your heart, my heart, I don't display, then things will not work. You have to display, right? Okay, then only things will work. In the same way, such a body election commission, they have to show, they have to display things. Okay, they have to prove that they are fair. Whenever such kind of criticisms emerge, okay, they should be in a position to counter them. Okay. So how do you counter them? When you counter this thing, the trust with the people will also increase. The people come forward for the voting processes. The trust in the electoral democracy will enhance. So for this, you need to bring the changes. So a question can be asked. Currently, what are the allegations in the electoral system, or what kind of controversies that are being raised against the election commission? What can be done? So these are the things that I have discussed. So what are the allegations by the Rahul Gandhi, or this is, you will not write, the questions will not be asked what kind of allegations are done by the Rahul Gandhi, what the election commission has countered and all. No, this is for your understanding. Okay, this is, I have given you chronology, that's all. Okay, so from there the question from the GS2 in the polity and the governance, they will ask you in your electoral dynamics, they will ask you what kind of issues or criticisms or controversies associated with the election commission in your GS2 they may ask. So you need to be clear. Okay, these are the some issues that were recently raised in the voter roll transparency. Even in the Telangana, okay, in the previous elections, suddenly some of the names got disappeared. Okay, so there is lack of proper transparency and mismanagement of this voter IDs also. So election commission should take up some kind of reforms to handle these things. Okay, response from the election commission of India and the BJP, rejection of the claims, nothing like that and all. Okay, so BJP's reaction, counter allegations, criticisms, all these things just for your clarity. Okay, so we have discussed this thing because there is also editorial mentioned. The editorial says the same thing. The election commission should tighten things. Okay, this is what the heading says. Okay, needs to tighten things. Okay, that to enhance its integrity and transparency of election processes, the election commission need to tighten several aspects. So voter rolls transparency should be there. CCTV footage, the access should be provided properly. Okay, what is there to hide? Okay, there should be some kind of transparency. The election commission appointment process should be the way the Supreme Court recommended, not the way currently that is going on. This is the most important thing. Okay, the government has passed a new bill, election commission appointment bill. Based on that, they have formed this committee system where government holds a primacy in the appointment system. So they can ask individually. I think they have already asked, if I'm not wrong, they have already asked the question on this thing in the means. They can ask broadly on these things. So they have to clarify this turnout figures accuracy also. Whatever the discrepancy that is being claimed by the opposition, they have to clarify on this thing. So that's why we have the opposition. Opposition will raise the issues. So you have to curb the loopholes. So that's why you also have the topic in your GS2, significance of the political parties, significance of the opposition, leader of opposition. So what is the role of opposition or political parties? To throw the alternatives, to present the better alternatives, to reduce the cost of expenditure, or to find any kind of misuse of funds or any kind of policies by the government. Okay, and also these political parties, they hear people voices and they will transfer it to the government. Okay, maybe a political party might be providing benefits to particular communities. They are not benefiting any other community. Now they will raise the voice. They'll make government they'll hold the government accountable. Okay, so these are the roles and responsibilities of the political parties which are there in your GS2. There are some things we are continuously studying. Okay, so you have to think from the syllabus point of view whenever we are studying these things. So Cyprus, can someone say, we have discussed this thing many times. So to target whom we are visiting Cyprus. So I told you for the G7 summit, okay, Canada has invited us before reaching to Canada. So we are visiting Cyprus and the Croatia. So why Cyprus? We have discussed it multiple times. Turkey, because Turkey is poking us. I have given you that day. Okay, Cyprus, I told you, Turkey tried to invade the Cyprus. Half part of the Cyprus is under the control of Turkey and half part is autonomous. Okay, now till now, so far we have not strengthened our relations with this Cyprus. Okay, this is in the Mediterranean Sea region. But now, since Turkey is not listening or staying calm, so now we are visiting there. So we are communicating, we are providing the message. Look, even we can cause damage to you if something happens. Just be careful. So the message is being sent. So that's why we are landing in the Cyprus. See here. So that is what message to the Turkey. So here itself we are also discussing this India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor, because we are also visiting the Croatia. Okay, this is also one of the country in this Balkan states, East Europe. you need to check in the map, where is this Turkey, where is this Cyprus, where is this Croatia. Okay, so nearby to your this Eastern Europe in this area, so there you will have these countries. Okay, you need to check. Why are we focusing on this thing? Because we have announced last year this IMEC corridor. Now this IMEC corridor means, first initially the corridor will be connecting it to the West Asia. If you can see here, so till here, okay, till here. Later on we will take it to the Europe. See, this was announced. This is a multimodal connectivity. Means multimodal means, what is a multimodal word? Multiple transports, roads, railways, airports, everything, multimodal connectivity. Okay, so it was announced during the G20 summit in the 2023. I have told you there was G7, like this we have G20. Okay, in that summit it was announced. Okay, well, it has multiple corridors. So it includes infrastructure development like building, upgrading ports, railways, roads, improve the logistics efficiency and all. Then energy cooperation also. So energy pipelines. One pipeline we have discussed was the Tapi pipeline. I have discussed. Okay, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, but it can never come into the picture. Okay, in the same way we have also discussed there is also Iran and Pakistan and India. One more pipeline is there. Okay, so there are various pipelines. In the same way we want to facilitate these kind of pipelines so that oil is transported from this area directly to India. Okay, so this will also be the energy cooperation, digital connectivity, and who are the countries involved? India, USA, Saudi, UAE, European Union, Italy, France, Germany, Jordan and the Israel. So initially it connects India with the Middle East. Later on it connects Middle East with the Europe. Now what kind of crisis is going on in the Middle East? We all are aware. So that is a major challenge with the crisis that is going on in the Middle East, with the in terms of this Yemen and also in the Iran, and then primarily with the Israel. So this is becoming very challenging thing. And here the contribution will also come from the other countries also. Saudi Arabia is also contributing for this thing. This is a kind of alternative to the Belt Road Initiative of the China. They are also doing the same thing. But I have told you, China is following this debt trap diplomacy. Means they will say, we will provide you loan. Okay, later on they will not be able to repay. Then they will say, give us your port. The same way that has happened with the Sri Lanka. Okay, they have taken, okay, anyway you can't pay us your debts. Okay, give us your port. Okay, so they have got the access to this Hambantota port in the Sri Lanka. Like this, now they will do it with every country. But India follows the rules based order. So that's why whenever we do some things, we do not breach the rule of law. We follow certain rules. We follow democratic approach. So all these things we follow. Okay. So this will give them the sense of confidence. We have seen the CPEC corridor. People are protesting against these highways that are passing through the CPEC. But such a kind of things may not rise in case of the India, against the India. So I have given you these things: objectives, global connectivity, economic development. So compared to the China's Belt and Road Initiative, there will be transparency and trust in this, and US is also supporting this thing. Okay, so you need to be aware. So we have discussed this thing, IMEC corridor, because Indian Prime Minister is visiting those two countries, which can be the part of the future as per this IMEC corridor. And as a strategic response to the Turkey also, we are visiting this thing. So it is important. Empowering women in agriculture. This was one more editorial they have given. Okay, so we see primarily there is male migration that is happening from rural areas to urban areas in search of the work, and women are left behind in the rural areas. This is leading to feminization of the agriculture. What? Feminization of the agriculture means women are more and more taking care of the agriculture. But property is in the name of male counterparts. So because of this thing, so as per the National Family Health Survey study, okay, National Family Health Survey, only 14% of the landowners are the women. So if they are not the owners, can they get the credit? No. In even the mechanical equipment, machines, all those things are designed that are suitable for the males. So you have not developed the women-friendly equipments. Okay, so there is a need to change these things. So there is a need to change the property norms. You need to change those machines that are women friendly. Okay, so these were the things. When you make sure, okay, because see 50% of the women, 50% of the population are women. So if you don't include the women in the development, then that means 50% of your India is not moving. There should be proper gender parity. The women should be equal part of the development. Okay, only then there can be issues can be resolved. We are talking of the food security previously, also hunger index and all. There were articles where it was saying if women were involved in the food management and all, there will be less wastage of the food. So these are the line of thoughts that has to be utilized in the essay. Because women are the one generally who take care of food management and all. So whenever the person who is directly connected to those things is being involved, so the wastage will be reduced. If you when you spend your own money, then you will spend with a kind of more thoughtful process. Okay, if you are spending some others' money, then you may not think. Okay, if you are taking money from your parents and all, you will spend like that. Later on, when you find it very hard to earn some money and all, then you will be very calculative. Okay, if I spend this much of thing, okay, when you do the budgeting and all, so you will be very calculative. So in the same way, when the mothers when they cook food at home, okay, so they will not waste the food. So they will do proper calculation and all. So inclusion of women in these kind of activities can make things more productive, reduce the wastages. So now we have also seen the more and more women are included in the agriculture, but the amount of land property rights they have is very less. So we have to change this thing. And anyway, climate change is happening. So that is going to impact women very hard. Okay. So here you have government is also taking various missions. Like I have told you, agriculture mechanization. Agriculture mechanization means bringing more and more machine usage in the agriculture. So basically your agriculture is a subsistence type of agriculture. That means you do not use much of the machines and all. Basically a few people, they are just cultivating in the area. The productivity will be low. The more machines you use, the better will be the productivity. Okay. So government is doing this submission on the agriculture mechanization. Now here, if the women component is introduced, the women-friendly machines will come up. Okay. Programs like Mahila Kishan Sashaktikaran Pariyojana. So now this thing again, you need to study for the prelims. These kind of questions when you are reading for the mains, they also will be helpful for your prelims. Project like Enact. Okay, you need to check. Okay, the little more details about those projects. So whatever the things that are there, that is the essence of the article. And again, mental health. Many things are going on. Some companies, some corporates, they are allotting time for the like say mental health. If any leave you want, okay. So they are providing some kind of mechanisms also for this kind of therapies and all, even in the corporate office and all. In the same way, Mental Health Act has also been amended so that insurance, if you take insurance, generally currently it is for the any kind of physical issues, okay, not for the mental health issues. Now even for the mental health issues, okay, the insurance can be taken up. So because mental health cases are rising, that's why I told you, you should not get too attached to something. Okay, so you should be having that kind of clarity. How much importance should I play? Okay, how much, what kind of importance should I give and how much I should not? Okay, you should maintain that kind of small kind of distance, and you should tell yourself every day, train yourself every day. This does not happen overnight. Okay, today from tomorrow onwards, I'll be that way. I'll be Mr. Cool Dhoni. I'll not think of anything. No, that will not happen. Every day before you sleep, you have to train your mind. You have to think, okay, these are the things currently I'm getting disturbed. Okay, these are just materialistic things, or these are the things maybe people might be praising society and all. Happiness comes from the inside and all. You have to remind your mind. You have to tell yourself, mind, I should not get too attached. I should not get to feel these things and all. Okay, then only you will play well. Or only if you are too scared while in the exam hall, your hand will shiver. Okay, even in the prelims and mains, you will not perform well. Okay, little bit will be there. Okay, that level of thing will be best for your productivity. But if it is too much, then your mental health will be spoiled. Your yesterday also we have discussed that liver health. Okay, so you will eat out of stress so much of something. Okay, something. Even I was obese during my preparation time period. I was so much like stressed out while preparing and all. Okay, then I used to eat this, that, and all. Just because that gives you some kind of what do you say, kick, high, right? The hormones, happy hormones will be released. I used to have 3 cakes, 4 cakes together because of the stress and all. Later on, I realized it's not necessary to have these cakes and all to get the kind of peace. Then I have started working out, going out for the walk and all. So you have to find out your ways, talking to your friends and all. So this mental health awareness is very, very important that you need to focus on. Highways, which I have already given. Anything is left? one thing on the this one. Yeah. So they have given on the nickel. Yeah. So they have in the editorial they have given. So one while extracting, basically nickel is available with the other mineral ores. So you cannot find the nickel independently. So they are attached to some other ores. So in order to separate that, you will use a lot of carbon for burning it. So in this process, lot of carbon will be released. We have discussed carbon is a greenhouse gas. This will increase the global warming. Now they have come up with a new technology. They are doing the research for the new technology so that the amount of carbon dioxide that is releasing will be reduced. This is the essence of the article. Now this point I will use in the e-vehicles. E-vehicles we consider as a kind of clean alternative to your general combustible engines, right? But your e-vehicles use a lot of nickel. Your batteries made up of lot of lead. So that's making your e-vehicles. We have discussed that day, even those tires, they will release the plastic pollution, microplastics. Now these are the 3 or 4 points. These are coming from the current affairs, then I will utilize those things. If you use those things in the mains, definitely your answer will have high value. Okay, so now they are coming up with various other technologies so that they do not release the carbon. So they are using the hydrogen plasma method to reduce the to make it 18% more energy efficient and CO2 emission by 84%. That's it. That's the essence of the article. Okay. So there was also e-vehicle recycling factory. First cycle recycling factory was set up in the Delhi. Okay, that was also given in the second and third page. Just have an idea. We have growing problem of the not e-vehicle, e-waste. So e-cycle, okay, e-waste recycling plant has been set up in the Delhi, first recycling plant. Everyone are using the electronic equipments and all. So electronic waste is piling up every year. Like we have discussed, these electronic waste also carries radioactive elements or toxic elements like nickel, cadmium, lead. They have to be recycled. You need not go for the mining again and again new metals. You utilize the metals that are already present in these things. This is called cyclic economy or circular economy. Question was asked this year, circular economy. This was given by the Niti Aayog. So instead of going for new mining processes, do the recycling. Okay. So this will reduce the impact. I have discussed in the starting point that your economy, you are planning for you are going for this consumption based economy where you have to put lot of stress on the earth surface. Instead of putting lot of stress, go for the circular economy. Do this kind of recycling and all. Then this will reduce the impact of environment, hazardous impacts of the solid waste on the environment. Because see, the solid waste is a huge problem for us. We throw whatever the solid waste without any kind of segregation and all. So sometimes we dump electronic equipments, glass, or even the hazardous medical things and all. Even the like say medicines and all. People will dump there. Okay, this is sometimes animals will try to eat those things. So you can imagine if they end up eating the glass or they end up eating this kind of toxic things. Okay, so it is our responsibility also to segregate the elements, to segregate the electronic things, to segregate the plastic things, to segregate the biomedical waste, or else contamination will happen. Whoever the rat pickers are there, they will be collecting things. Okay, so definitely their hand will cut. Okay, something they will get damaged. So the solid waste management, government has released various solid management waste rules, e-waste rules, plastic waste management rules. These are going on. Already UPSC has asked the questions. So one recycling plant for the e-waste has been established in the Delhi. That is the only news. Later on, we will try to read more about the solid waste management, e-waste management. That's all for today. We have tried to cover everything holistically. Thank you.